Hi Cycle 2. This week we'll be making a giraffe out of some toilet tissue rolls or some kitchen paper towel rolls. I'll be making two versions, one using paint if you have paint at home, or using colored pieces of paper if you don't have paint. Okay, you choose which one you want to do depending on what you have. You will also need some glue sticks, scissors, and some Sharpies. Let's get started. We are going to paint the giraffe body yellow first. So take your toilet paper roll or kitchen paper towel roll, and we're going to paint it yellow all over. Once you've done that, you're just gonna set it to the side and let it dry. So first, you probably want to get a piece of scrap paper or something you don't need to put this on, and then we can get started with the painting. All right, we're gonna let it dry, and then we're gonna move on to making the shape of the giraffe. Okay, so move it to one side. Now, for those who don't have paint at home, I'm going to show you a different method which you can also make a giraffe. Okay, so you need a yellow piece of paper, a glue stick, your tissue paper roll, okay? And what you're going to do is you're going to glue your tissue paper roll, okay? Give it a generous amount of glue, twist it, and it's all right if your fingers get sticky, they will. Okay, or you can hold it like this where you put your fingers inside and you turn. Okay, so make sure every single part of the tissue paper roll, toilet paper roll is glued. Now this is important. You need to line your tissue paper roll against the paper. Okay, and then you're going to roll everything. So roll everything so it's aligned. Okay, so hold it there for around 20-30 seconds so that everything, okay, it sticks very neatly, nicely. Okay, that should do it. And then instead of unrolling it, what you're going to do is you're going to cut off the extra bits. I'm going to cut off the extra bits and use your glue and glue the ends together. Okay, and again, you want to roll everything so it's nice and tight, and keep that for around 30 seconds or so. Give it a good press. All right, now, if it comes off, you can always just re-glue it. Right now, before we put this to the side, we've got lots of end bits that we don't want. So what you will do is you're going to take your scissors, cut around it, okay? And notice I'm still holding the middle very neatly. Okay, now I'm going to cut to where I think is the toilet paper roll. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to fan the paper outwards, and the reason for this is because we're going to glue it and then fold it in like this so that everything is nice and neat. Okay, so you want to glue this part, glue it like that, and then fold it in. Okay, fold it in. So fold it in, just like that. Fold in, and the last bit. So if you do it like this, it's almost like you've painted your toilet paper roll yellow. Okay? Now the other side, we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to swap it around. We don't want the pieces of paper that big, so you're going to cut around 2-3 centimeters in, and then cut around it so we don't take it off. And then you're just going to cut to where you see the toilet paper roll starts. Okay, so cut it not too thick. Okay, and again we're going to fan it outwards. Fan it outwards and glue and then we're going to fold and hide this in. Okay, so fold it in like this. Okay. All right. So give everything a good press. Give everything a good press. All right. And because it's not painted, we can actually add in the details and shape our giraffe immediately, okay? But we're going to go back to the painted one first, and then I'll show you how to do your giraffe with this one. So now we're going to make the body of the giraffe. So with a Sharpie, okay, you're going to flatten your kitchen paper roll a little bit, okay, so it's easier to draw and cut out. You can shape it back later, so don't worry about it. So flatten a little. You're going to then draw a curved line down like this, okay, and then you're going to draw another curved line down both ways. And in the middle, you're going to draw another line, okay? Making sure that these lines are pretty much the same height, okay? And you're going to cut them out. If you've got one that's done with colored paper, you're going to do the same thing. When you press it, you might have to do a bit more gluing, but that's okay. So press a little bit, you're going to draw the same lines, okay? So roughly around the middle. Go down like that, come down, and one in the middle. All right, and now we're going to cut along the lines with a pair of scissors. So once you've cut them out, we're just gonna reshape it so it's more circular because we pressed it to cut it, cut out the shapes just now. And now we're going to do the spots on the giraffes. If you've got paint at home, you're more than welcome to use paint. I'm just going to use a green texture and just draw lots of dots on mine. Okay. So make sure some are a complete circle, and that some are semicircles, just like that. All right, and the same thing on your paper one if you're making a paper one. Circle. So make sure you filled up the whole body and the legs. Now we're going to draw the face. So with our paper roll, we need a yellow piece of paper, okay? And you want to make sure that the head is not too big and not too small. And by that, if you've got a kitchen paper towel, okay, your giraffe's head should be around this big, okay? So I'm just going to use a pencil and just map out roughly, okay, how big I want the head to be so it's not massive, okay? Actually, I might want it slightly smaller even, but we'll see how I go, okay? And if we've got the toilet paper roll, obviously we're not gonna have it that big, so we'll do a smaller one. Okay, just roughly like that. Okay, all right. So now to draw our face. We're gonna start off with an oval, okay? So draw me an oval. Okay, and the same thing for the other one. And now we're going to draw a curved shape of top, almost like we're drawing a bell, okay? Oops. So right now, mine is slightly unsymmetrical, so I'm just going to fix that. Okay, I like how this side is slightly fuller, so I'm just going to do this one. Okay, and now for the ears, we're going to draw 2 petals going out. And for the small antennas, 2 straight lines and a circle. And now I'm going to give my giraffe some oval eyes. Okay, just like that. Give it some nostrils and a smiley face. Now I'm going to do the same thing for my smaller one. Okay, and again, drawing an oval. And notice, because I started a bit higher up, I've reached the top, but that's okay, as long as you're not overly out of that first rectangle that you've drawn, you will be fine. Again, my 2 ovals as the eyes. Okay, 2 nostrils and a smiley face. Before you cut it out and erase the pencil marks, I'm going to use my Sharpie to go over it, okay? So let's do the eyes first. Do the eyes first. Okay, you can make small changes as you outline what you've drawn in pencil before. Okay, and then draw the oval, just like that. Okay, and because my hand was in the way, I'm going to give my giraffe an extra thick line. Just like that. And it's okay if you make mistakes. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes our hand doesn't move exactly the way we want it to. Okay? So we improvise and we make changes. So right now, all my lines are going to be super thick because of that. Okay? Alright, now I'm going to go over this one. So this time I'm going a bit slower, just so my lines go where they want, where I want them to go. So this one I'm going to go around, and break it up instead of doing it in one motion like I did last time. There we go. And same thing, I'm going to break this up into 2 to make sure that I'm doing the lines properly. And there we have it. Okay, before we cut it out, you can also color in. And give it a bit more detail before we attach it to the giraffe body. Okay, and make sure you erase the pencil marks. Okay, so we don't see them at all. Oops, be very gentle. Okay, and now we're ready to cut the mat. Now all that's left to do is to stick the faces onto the giraffes. So take your giraffe, put some glue on it, and then just position where you want the face to be. Okay, and then press it down, just like that. And if you don't really like the edges, you can trim it and so it's slimmer at the top as well. And if you've got bits and pieces that needs to be glued that are coming off, you can glue that back on. So I'm just going to quickly trim the edges because I don't like how it looks like on the edges. I'm just going to trim that off. Alright, because I think that looks cuter. Okay, without the edges flaring out at the sides. And I'm just going to glue these pieces back on to where they should be, so it's not flying out. And that's it. If you're making a paper one, this is how it looks like. Now on to the other one. Okay, same thing. We're going to glue the face onto the body. Just glue it on like that. Give it a good press until it sticks. Okay. And again, I don't really like the edges coming out like that. So I'm going to just snip up the insides a little bit. Okay. On the other side as well. You don't have to do this step, but you can. Looks like I need a bit more glue on this side because it's not sticking. Okay. And there we have it. The only one thing I don't really like about my giraffe with this one is the legs seem a bit too long. So I'm just going to snip off about this much off of each leg. That looks more proportionate to me. Okay, and as artists, you can always fix things until the very end, until you think it is the way you want it. All right, I'm going to switch my camera angle to show you the end product and how it looks like. And I hope you enjoyed making the giraffe with me. So this is what it looks like when everything is upright. I'm going to move to the side for you to see. All right, so that is it. That is our toilet paper roll or kitchen paper towel roll giraffe.